What if I told you that the most famous red rock in the world isn't actually red at all? Imagine standing in the heart of Australia, surrounded by a flat, sun-scorched desert. And there, rising from the earth like a sleeping giant, is Uluru, a single massive rock, glowing in shades of rust, crimson, and fire. For centuries, travelers have marveled at its color, its presence, its power. But what you see isn't what you get, because Uluru's iconic red is nothing more than a brilliant disguise, a coat of rust painted by nature itself. So how did this ancient monolith become one of the world's greatest optical illusions? And what's really hiding beneath the surface? Let's start with the basics. Uluru stands over 1,100 feet tall, nearly as high as the Eiffel Tower, and stretches more than 5 miles around its base. It's often called a rock, but that's like calling the Grand Canyon a hole in the ground. Uluru is a sandstone inselberg, an island mountain, formed over 500 million years ago. And while it looks solid, it's actually riddled with caves, waterholes, and hidden passageways. But its most famous feature is that unmistakable red glow. At sunrise and sunset, the rock seems to burn with an inner fire. Visitors take thousands of photos, convinced they've witnessed one of nature's true miracles. But here's the twist: Uluru isn't naturally red. In fact, if you could scratch beneath the surface, you'd find the stone is actually gray. So where does the red come from? It's all about rust. Not rust like an old bicycle left in the rain, but rust on a geological scale. Uluru is rich in iron minerals. Over millions of years, exposure to air and water caused the iron to oxidize, the same way an old nail turns reddish-brown. The entire outer layer of the rock has essentially rusted, creating a thin red veneer. When the sun hits it, that rusted surface reflects and intensifies the light, creating the famous glow. It's like nature's own paint job, and it's only skin deep, but the color is just the beginning. Uluru's real story lies in what it means, and has meant, to the people who have lived beside it for tens of thousands of years. The Anangu, the traditional owners of this land, don't see Uluru as a rock. To them, it's a living record of creation. Every crack, every curve, every stain tells a story from the dream time, the era when ancestral beings shaped the world. There are stories of snake women, lizard men, and warrior spirits carved into the stone. For the Anangu, climbing Uluru isn't just dangerous, it's deeply disrespectful. It's like walking across someone's altarland that brings us to one of the most dramatic moments in Uluru's modern history, the climbing ban. For decades, tourists flocked to scale the rock, ignoring Anangu requests to stay off. Dozens of people died from falls or dehydration. Then, in 2019, the climb was permanently closed. It was a powerful moment, not just for conservation, but for cultural respect. The message was clear. Some places are not meant to be conquered. They're meant to be understood, but Uluru's mysteries don't end there. Hidden beneath its rust-red surface are secrets that still surprise scientists. For example, despite the desert heat, Uluru collects and stores vast amounts of rainwater in hidden pools and underground aquifers. These secret water sources support rare plants, animals, and insects found nowhere else. In a place that receives only a few inches of rain per year, Uluru acts like a giant sponge, a life-giving force in the dead heart of the outback. Then there's the sound. On quiet nights, when the wind blows just right, Uluru hums. It's a low, resonant vibration that some say is the rock itself, singing. Scientists believe it's caused by wind passing through narrow fissures and cavities, like blowing across the top of a bottle. But to the Anangu, it's the voice of the ancestors, a reminder that this is not a silent monument but a living being. So what does Uluru teach us? It's a lesson in perception. We see a red rock, but it's grey underneath. We see a barren monolith, but it's full of life and water. We see a tourist attraction, but it's a sacred library of human history. Uluru reminds us that the world is rarely what it appears on the surface. There are always deeper truths waiting just beneath the rust and stone. Have you ever visited a place that completely changed your perspective? Share your story in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the world's hidden wonders, subscribe to Wonder Explorer.